Where was she wrong? Where is the lie? Where is the lie? You mean to tell me this is the most harmful thing you guys ever heard? How is this in any way harmful?
In my last video, we addressed the video that Hannah, a biracial creator on TikTok, posted sharing her point about last Beyonce's halftime show. In the video she uploaded, she talked about how Beyonce is America's best propaganda.
Beyonce is this country's best propagandist right now. Like, no one is doing it like her. And I say this as someone who really enjoys her music and really enjoyed her performance today. And yet, at the same time, a football halftime show on Christmas Day infused with that much like Americana.
That line went very viral and people started stitching to a video, even tagging Beyonce, dash, dash, dash propaganda. And it has been sparking a lot of conversation. A lot of people are coming at her. But then there is another creator, a Black creator, responding to her video. And a very first line, responding to Anna's video, the person who said Beyonce is America's best propaganda, a first line is making a lot of people dog pile on her. Like, they are literally dragging this creator right now for the very first line that she said, responding to Hannah, saying that Beyonce is America's best propaganda. It has sparked a lot of conversation. A video, a response was deleted almost immediately, but that line was actually stitched by people who I would say maybe stand by what she said or can as well understand where this creator is coming from. I have put together this stitch because I really want to hear what you guys think. That line is what is going viral. Do you think she said too much? Do you think what she said come off as her being a bully? Do you think she was being very mean at the creator that started the entire conversation? Without wasting much time, let's just get right into the video.
If the first person you suckled on was your oppressor because your mother is white, you do not get to spearhead the conversation of Black Southern patriotism. And as
Where was she wrong? Where was she wrong? Where is the lie? Where is the lie? You mean to tell me this is the most harmful thing you guys ever heard? How is this in any way harmful? She basically said, hey, you're a Black woman with a white mom. I'm a Black woman with a Black mom and a Black dad. You don't see things the same way I see things because I was raised by a Black mama. You was raised by a white mama. And she's the villain for that. How? Like this clown that blocked me, this HOEASSNIGGA, and people like him said that is the most vile, disgusting thing that they've ever heard on TikTok. Excuse me? Have you seen the comments that is left under dark-skinned large creators who say something that people don't like, who make mistakes? Have you seen their comment section? And this is the most vile thing you've ever heard? All she did was point out a fact. And all of y'all feelings, why? I'll tell you why. Because all of you feel the need to sit here and stick up for white tea people or light-skinned people so quick because you think they need it. Because that is just how the world just designed shit. Right? But the dark skins, they don't need the help. They're tough. They're aggressive. They can handle it. Y'all gotta unpack y'all internalized colorism, bro. Y'all gotta figure that out. Y'all gotta fix it. Y'all gotta do whatever. Cause this is weird. Y'all mad at Shorty here for what? For what? What's the difference between what Davin Drew said and what Kendrick Lamar said on They Not Like Us? Because y'all was singing that song and partying for the past 7 months going into the year 2025, and then a Black woman basically said the same damn thing, and what she said was vile and disgusting. So I'm gonna ask again. A Black man says it, and because it happened to Drake, it's okay. But a Black woman says it, okay. Like the dog piling on that woman it went from like, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, man, this is not cool. This is sad. Now, the more I'm seeing it, the more pissed off I'm getting.
TikTok always has like a new hypothetical that is moving through the trend cycle for yappers to talk about. And I'll say most times, if ever I've had a lot of people be mad at me on TikTok, on the internet, it's because of something I said about a hypothetical, about a thought experiment, about a what if, whatever. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm saying that the ways that some people get on the internet to speak about other human beings, living people, like literal people who are on the other side of the phone that they're talking into to a potentially unlimited number of strangers, it is actually disgusting. Like the things I just heard someone say about a lady because they disagreed about Beyonce. Like, not a company, not a corporation, not a public figure, not a politician, not a celebrity, just another girl with some followers. In the name of Beyonce, you should be quarantined until you're ready to speak with grown-ups. That was awful. Like, they disagreed about Beyonce, and this person said one of the most vile things I've ever heard anyone say about someone else, recorded it, watched it back, edited it, and hit post. Like, put a caption on it and hit post. I'm like, are we still talking about Love on Top? Are we talking about Texas Hold'em? Actually, what frame of mind would you have to be in? What frame of mind would you have to be in? I don't get it. Even if TikTok doesn't get like literally banned in the next couple of weeks, I do think that it's on its way out, just because I think rather than creativity and rather than like fun and conversation and whatever, the app's culture has been taken over by these really wordy and boring gladiator death matches where two adult strangers are trying to use their best, sharpest one-liners to rip another person's jugular out for an audience that does have a taste for blood, and it's really sad. And the way I remember it is that, like, if you wanted to say something so mean and awful, you at least had to be making a good point. And now people don't even pretend anymore. It's like, baby, you don't have to be a think piece influencer. You can be a real housewife. You can audition for Drag Race. You can do all of those things. You could be the next Elmo if you wanted to say mean, nasty, condescending things to people. You don't have to get on here and pretend you're a thought leader.
That one woman got the doggone internet in like a tizzy, baby. She got this app in a tizzy, okay? She got people crashing out. You see me? I'm talking about that lady who came on here and she put a palm on her chest. And she said it with her full chest, okay? She said it. She was like, if the first person's breast... If y'all ain't seen the video, go look for the video. I mean, I done seen about 8 videos of people responding back to her. And they are so upset. It's like they're so upset. They're more upset about what she said than what she was responding to. You know? Because the other lady, how this all started, was from this other girl. And she basically said Beyonce was promoting patriotism and propaganda, American propaganda. And then this lady came on. This other lady came on. Like, I wish I knew all their names. I don't know all their names. But this other lady, she came on. And she said what she said. But now everybody responded to her. But it don't really, honestly, it don't really seem like she give a damn either. So I don't know why y'all keep responding to her. I don't know why y'all keep making videos. But it seems like there's a lot of people that's really upset about this. And honestly, I feel like the whole conversation has gotten lost.
Y'all like my new backdrop? It's cute. All right, so let's get into the things. As the dust settled on yet another TikTok dragging, this might be the last one of forever, child, according to the court of law, honey, because this TikTok might be out here in a couple days, okay? As we conclude on this saga with the Hana girl speaking on Beyonce and the many response videos, one in particular, a mutual of mine, David, shout out to her. And I won't get into detail. You guys already know. Y'all seen every video from every content creator that covered this story. I'm not going to beat that dead horse, so don't worry. I just want to reflect. And maybe I'm just getting a little sentimental because, TikTok might be out of here in a couple weeks, maybe. But I just looking back, I just want to reflect on how when you are a content creator and you make content, you make a video, and people take parts of that video out of context. They clip it, stitch it, whatever you want to call it. They respond to that one little part, and the whole app drags you. I think most creators went through that. I mean, if you haven't went through that, then you really wasn't doing it big enough. It's okay. Accounts large and small, right? What I've noticed, though, is that it really is a thankless job. It's a thankless job because it's so crazy how, they drag you for that one little thing that you said. And then weeks later, maybe even months later, everybody's saying the same thing that you got dragged for. I remember that happened to me like a couple years ago when I said Miles Morales was black. And I got dragged for it because of erasure, and I didn't acknowledge all of his roots or whatever the hell. Like, you know, type shit. It's really funny how certain content creators are just the sacrificial lamb to an idea, a topic, a take, or whatever you want to call it. I have nothing more. Shout out to David, and stay strong. You know, it's going to be over, and they're going to say everything and agree with what you said in a couple weeks. But by that time, it'll be too late, y'all. We'll all be on Instagram. Yikes.
If the first person you suckled on was your oppressor because your mother is white, you do not get to spearhead the conversation of Black Southern patriotism.
Let's talk about the ephemeral to the eternal and disinhibition online, especially when it comes to content creation and content creators having discourse between one another. Hi, my name is Evan. I'm a bioethicist and I specialize in misinformation, disinformation, and conspiracy theories as a threat to public health. For the people who asked me to give my take on the Beyonce situation, I hate to disappoint you, but I don't think that this is the video you thought I would make, but this is the video I'm going to make because this is what I see. One of the really important things to note about content creation on the internet, and this includes both content that is created intentionally and unintentionally. So what I mean by that is that if your friend and you are out and you're drinking and your friend takes a video of it, you didn't take the video, but your friend did, and then your friend sent it to her boyfriend, and her boyfriend thought it was so funny that he posted it to his stories on Instagram. That's what I mean by unintentional content that's created as well, is that it goes through a life cycle, which is called the ephemeral to the eternal. Now, because social media is only about a generation old, one of the things that many of us who use social media are not adjusted to as of yet is the fact that social media and the content therein has a cycle which it goes from being perceived as sort of temporary to being eternal, that is forever. That means that anybody can connect you to the content that you've made very far into the future. Even when you think you've deleted an account, or you've gotten rid of those videos, or you've taken them down, or they've been taken down by the platform itself, or even the platform got shut down, our belief that content is gone is actually a misunderstanding of how content exists on the internet. Especially for very viral content, most of the time that viral content is being archived by someone, even if they never go to use it. Either someone saves it because they plan to make response content, or they download it because they're certain that it's going to get taken down or deleted, and they want to make sure that they have proof or receipts. They want to send it to somebody else who's not on that platform. They want to keep it because they thought it was funny and they just like to hold on to it and archive it on their phone. There's a number of reasons for why people archive content on the internet. And we just can't control, once we've placed content on the internet, we can't control where it goes and who saves it or takes control of it, and then what they do with it next. So even though we've experienced our content as ephemeral, that is something that we can delete or get rid of, or was temporarily placed intentionally, so in things like stories on different platforms like this one, to understand that the moment you hit post or send, that it is actually going through the process of becoming eternal. Now, we usually talk about this phenomena when we're talking about content, like things like when it comes to extremism. That's where you'll see it come up a lot of times when we're talking about media, is extremist content that is always existing somewhere online. And that frequently what happens is that content moves from larger scale media to fragmenting onto smaller, more niche media, or vice versa, going from a number of niche places that it's been posted to being sort of dug up and rediscovered, and then going viral on larger media. It can move in both ways. And so that means that something can go really viral here, and then it gets saved, downloaded, and reposted on places like Reddit, 4chan, 4kun. It gets sort of like devolves. And that's how you end up seeing people get targeted by things like extremists, on the, like usually on the right-wing spectrum, or you'll see that content do the opposite, where it will be posted in things like those forums and people will find it later on and then dig it up. And because it's relational to maybe someone getting popular or someone getting a really big movie deal or someone going viral or what have you, people will find that content and then make that go viral as well as a statement on the original person. So they posted something back in 2012 on Twitter. That account's been dead for 8 years, but someone revives it because that person just got a big role in a new outcoming or outstanding movie. So we're at a unique precipice right now historically because we are one of the first group of people, all of us who are here now, to have social media and our content and our behavior online walk with us for the totality of our lives. We've already seen through things like doxing and through things like dogpiling or sea lioning. These are all very fancy media words for like people taking your content or essentially either taking you out of context or taking you in context and using it to contact things like employers, loved ones, your friends, whoever, and attempt to get you like fired from a job, attempt to get you evicted from like a place that you're renting, attempt to mess up your relationship with a boyfriend or girlfriend or partner. We are the first group to have that experience and we'll be having it for the rest of our lives. And what's hard about that is that none of us know who we are in the future, especially those of us who are much younger, who have another 30, 40, 50, possibly 60 years on the internet, because insofar as we know, the internet will stay with us for totality of that time, because so far it's been with us for over 20, 30 years now. And the issue being with this concept of ephemeral to eternal with content is it means that choice things that we've said for a rise that have had positive affect on us now in the present can have reverberating effect for us for the totality of our life, for the rest of time, unbeknownst. How are we to know? And this can occur in a variety of ways. One of the ways is that in the future, some future employer or person that we're trying to rent a home from or someone we're trying to date and fall in love with gets sent this content about us that is from far in the past and maybe no longer represents us in that future point, but still represents a history that makes those people pause and not engage with us and not extend us those opportunities. But the other way that it can affect us is if we are currently existing with people who also have not yet developed into something further, and we have then mistreated them online, and then they become something in the future. So let's say, for instance, someone doesn't like this video and makes content about me and says that I'm a number of things, uses a lot of mean names and epithets to talk poorly about me. Posts it, it goes mega viral, but in 10 years, I become the governor of their state. There's a lot of potentiality for retaliation because unfortunately, people are incredibly emotional beings. And what we frequently will do is we will hold a grudge. We remember things that have harmed us emotionally or spiritually. And the way that we're harmed online, we experience as real harm. And that takes me to the combination point of disinhibition, which I talked about in a previous video, but I want to add in here too, which is our ability to consistently treat people on the internet like they're not human. That we are very good at dehumanizing other folks that we are having a discussion with when we're not really having a discussion, we're actually monologuing with an audience. But we are talking to them across social media. And in talking to them across social media, we completely eradicate the humanness of their lives and their life experiences. Because the rush of going viral or having a really good gotcha moment or saying something really quippy that really ate down is more valuable to us than considering the emotional and mental health effect that what we said about someone and about their character, their conditions, their history, or their lives could have been harmful or was deeply harmful, especially when you add in like an audience hyping it up. Now, one of the things that I think in the new year we could learn to do, and I actually saw an amazing example of it, so I will tag that and give you a snippet here, but I'll tag it also in the caption, is learning to do more empathetic content creation that humanizes other people and ourselves at the same time. And that might start with doing things that are highly vulnerable, like apologizing and holding ourselves accountable and explaining to our audience why we're apologizing and why we should be held accountable and what steps we plan to take. So although there's nothing that we can do so far to dismantle the ephemeral to eternal pipeline that happens with our content, what we can do is be more thoughtful and reflective about the totality of what our content makes as a statement about our character, even if it's not all of who we are. And to really consider how every segment of our content we have to be thoughtful with Otherwise, it can be weaponized if it's clipped out of context. You can't control for everything, but it is best to think critically when watching your content back before posting it and considering how could this harm me, how could this harm someone else, and what kind of harms could it do in the long run. And learning to make more humanized content, both responding to other people, but also apologizing, being vulnerable, and holding ourselves accountable. Like, I guess it all boils down to some things should just stay in the group chat.
What do you guys think about what the black woman said? Like a response saying, if the first person you suckled on is your oppressor because your mother is white, you don't get to spearhead the Black Southern patriotism discourse conversation. You don't get to lead the conversation. That's what she meant by that. And let me just hear what you think. Do you think that is like very mean? Because that is the part of the whole discourse that people are stitching to. And a video is no longer on TikTok. It has been taken down. And this part that is going viral is just the part that, I was able to get. I wish I could get the entire video, but the entire video was just her literally just doubling down on why, they don't get to like lead conversation if you are mixed. Like, it's a whole different experience. Just like the conversation that people have been having on media, you being black, biracial, and being fully black is a whole different experience, in all honesty. And some people are even saying, especially if you're biracial and your mom is white, there's a whole entire thread on TikTok of people having a think piece on how people who are biracial and their mom is white is different from when your mom is black. Like, they are literally videos that you watch online and they will say you can tell that it is a mother that is black. So this is not a very rare or very uncommon thing to discuss on the internet. So let me hear what you guys think. And one of the creators in the stitch as well related it to what Kendrick Lamar said, what Kendrick Lamar has been saying about Drake. Let me hear what you guys think about this whole discourse. Do you think she was too mean? Do you think that was too much? Let me know where you stand on this. This person said, because they love defending biracial people, white people are quick to switch on black women, or they are the same people making biracials with black mom versus biracials with white mom jokes. Exactly what I was saying, because it's always all over the internet. Fox in an opera because she wittily stated the girl is biracial with a white mom. That's basically what she said, but she said it in a way that they think it's a little bit mean, or it's so mean, because she's literally getting really dragged. She's really getting dragged on TikTok right now. That levels of unseriousness just goes to show people are reaching to defend her any way they can. So it kind of now seems like people are on Anna's side. Anna is the creator who said that Beyonce is America's best propaganda. This person said she did not even say they could not participate in the conversation. She just said they don't get to lead the conversation. And the girls started fighting. The last one said, right. She said spearhead, as in lead. She did not even say she couldn't be part of the conversation, just not at the forefront, because her experience is not reflective of the average African American experience. And I think this is what our whole video was all about. Like, you don't get to spearhead this conversation. Your experience is totally different. So you don't get to be the one to lead this conversation. Let me hear what you guys think about this whole drama. In fact, it has even shifted to another conversation. I hope this conversation of Beyonce is going to wrap up this week, because it is being shifted again. Like, again. Let me know what you guys think about this whole thing, and I am going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye.